Hello. Looks like I'm talking to no one out there. Got 0 views on my last video. So as expected, no one really wants to listen to this. So I guess I'll just record this for my own sake and give myself something to watch, kind of like a record of where I'm at, because there's a lot going on this year. So I had a visitor with the lender Monday. He wants to see more contractor bids before giving out the loan. And he's interested in seeing what happens with the ATM locations. I'm sorry, vending locations. I have a lot of anticipation on how the vending location will do. It gets installed on the 2nd after Labor Day, and then I have to go there on the 3rd to put the stock in and do the onboarding meeting. And after that, I'll get a pretty good idea of how it's performing. I should need to restock the machine in another 2 weeks and order more inventory for the next month. The machine can hold the rest of the inventory in a side panel, so I should only need to take all the inventory there. I bought a little dolly, and I'll put half the inventory in the machine in the front and then half in the back, and that'll be enough for the whole month. And that'll give me a good idea of how the machine performs, and if it performs well, I plan to buy another 2 to 4 machines. I'd like to buy 4 of them, and I'd like to negotiate down with my partner for $25,000 per machine. And I know that sounds like a lot, but thinking in terms of a business sense, if it makes a 15 to 18 month ROI, that's pretty good. So I'd be pretty comfortable with that. As for the building, the realtor says that he's pretty confident that the contractor can get it done at the price he said. The contractor also says he's pretty close, so he says about $120,000, and it is really low. The other contractors are closer to about $210,000, $212,000. So it seems low, but he's a licensed and insured contractor, and I'm gonna have inspectors out there. The realtor keeps pointing out I'm the guy with the money, so if he can't deliver to get the building renovated, then he's on the hook. And I have the inspector out there, and we're gonna have a contract, so I can account for 15 to up to 25% into the budget, over budget, and it'll still be a really good experience, good learning experience, and that will be a good place it'll be a good amount. I have another lender who's willing to loan more at a better rate, so I'd rather go with him, and he sent me all the info he needs. He doesn't need anything that worries me. He doesn't need tax returns. I filed an extension, and I've had bad luck with my accountant. My accountant hasn't been reliable. His communication is bad, so I need to get a different accountant to file my returns. Another accountant made a mistake on my 2020 returns, and the IRS has been threatening to put my property in a lien, and they're using my total revenue to claim what I owe them. So my total revenue that year was about $85,000. Of course, there's cost of goods sold and operating expenses, and whatever happened, the accountant didn't submit a Schedule E or C, and the IRS is claiming I owe them more than I made that year. So when you see people saying like, oh, the IRS is saying, these people are getting away with not paying taxes, well, that's why. The IRS is claiming I owe them money that I didn't even make because they're using the wrong files. So that's what happens. That's why these business owners look like they owe a bunch of taxes, and they have all these write-offs, legitimate write-offs, like cost of goods. I didn't make that money that year, and the IRS is putting a lien on my property because they think I owe them more than I do. And I know I don't, and I'm not willing to pay that because they're the ones making the mistake. What else is going on? So I'm trying to figure out when to take out this cashed out refinance. So the sooner the better, but it's a bit of a balancing act. This month there's a lot of things that I need to do. I need to get my car inspected, which is really annoying because I would just like to buy a new car, but I don't quite have the stable income enough to justify that. So unfortunately, I have to waste money getting new tires and an engine mount. And So I need to get this car repaired. It's just a cheap, you know, $5,000 car that works. It's old. So I can't get a new car yet because I don't have this stable income, but in a year that could be very different. So that's kind of why I'm posting this in general. Now nobody's watching, so I guess this is just a account for myself. So hopefully I will get the 4 extra machines after doing the $300K for cash out refinance, and monitor the performance and renovate the building. And you know, if that doesn't happen, that's okay. It'll be interesting to see what happens regardless. So if I do the cash out refinance and renovate the building and it goes way over budget, I'll still be okay. I can always sell the building or keep it at that point and pay off the additional mortgage. And if the vending machines ends up not performing, I have a backup supplier, and I'm running an eBay store that seems to be growing pretty well. So even if the vending machines don't perform and the building ends up going 100,000 over budget, I'll still be in a pretty good position. So hopefully that won't happen. So I guess we'll see. I guess that's a shorter post this today because, like I said, no one seems to be watching this. But just posting it regardless. So I'm at Sheets now. I'm gonna go kill some time. I guess also catching up on what I did today. Went to the mall, got my steps in, had a call with a lender who was very rude. Because I guess he thought I was rate shopping, which is sort of true, but I'm looking for long-term relationships, people that I can work with for a long time. So he was telling me he didn't want to waste time on helping someone that's talking with other lenders, and I understand that point. But all right, I'm gonna go into the Sheets, I guess, and continue on my day and see what happens with the vending machine next week. And my next post will be Wednesday, and that should be after the vending machine gets filled. And I doubt I'll have the cash out refinance by then, but hopefully I'll monitor the vending machine for just a month, and I should get a good idea the first month, just basically how it's going to perform. But I'm going to track it for 3 months before buying any more machines, and then I'm going to buy more, and that's it. Bye.